eventually just disappear off the same way. And again, get closer and closer. And our little smoke for our train off in the distance. So this is what you would expect to see with a one-point perspective drawing. Again, to recap, these are different things that you can choose to use. You can use the oblique drawing if that's the style that you like to use, or if it's something related to a machine part that you like to make, you can use the isometric type of drawing. You can also use that on a house. If you're out in the landscape and you want to show something that's more natural in the setting, you could use this method, which is the one-point perspective view. And the next thing we're going to look at as an overview would be the next logical thing, which would be a two-point perspective view. So let's go back to the drawing board and take a look at that. With our last example of pictorial drawings, then, we're going to be looking at the same horizon line. And again, we'll mark it HL. Now, on that horizon line, we're going to establish two vanishing points. One over here and one over here. In the foreground, we're going to establish, let's say, the corner of our building. Like that. Yeah, let's make it a little bigger. You'll see something very similar to this that we had with the oblique drawing and the isometric drawing, in that we'll have a corner that has an arrow point here at the bottom. Now, in this particular case, everything is going to be going off to the vanishing point this way and this way, and that's going to control it, except everything else will become vertical. So let's say we extend the arrow out this way and only bring it out this way. Now, when you look at objects, you'll see that this is one of the ways in which we actually look at objects. The next time you go out and you look at the corner of a building, especially a rather large building, you'll see the same effect. You can see it in photographs.
Hey, that's a Cambridge school. I know that place. That's pretty cool.
Where the corner you might be standing at is rather tall, but the part of the building that's further away is shorter. It's part of this optical illusion that you see when you actually look at object, and that's what you're trying to convey to your customer or the person you're trying to get your ideas across to. And that's basically why we're doing this in the first place. We're trying to get our ideas down on paper so other people can understand them. Okay.
Got it.
I'm going to make this into a house. Just a simple little house. And add the edge of the roof. And From the peak of that roof, I'm going to send a vanishing point this way. Now remember, it's always going to be affected in either direction, so even though we don't see much of it this way, it's actually affecting the same the other way. I'm going to match this angle here on the roof, and I'm going to put it down over here. Extend it out just a little bit. So the top of my roof is going to look like this. The bottom edge of the roof has to follow that vanishing point of the other way. So I'm going to aim towards that other vanishing point and go that way. As you can see, it kind of disappears off in the distance there. So I get rid of a little of this guideline over here, because I think what I'm going to do on this building is add a chimney, or as some of you may say, chimney. Okay. Now, depending on how large we're going to make this, I'm going to stick to something you might see in Williamsburg, which are kind of exaggerated chimneys. So I'm going to come off the end here, and I'm going to come out with a guideline here. And I'm going to bring it out from this other vanishing point this way. So that'll give me the base for where my chimney, or chimney, is coming up. And then I'm going to come straight up and then build that frame like that. I have to rely upon my vanishing point this way to give that part of the edge of the chimney, or chimney, and go that way. So there's the base. Now I want this to angle up a little bit, so I'm going to angle it up. I need to come out a little bit to give it an edge, and then go up. I'm going to follow the vanishing point the other way to make the top edge of that, and do the same thing over here. Well, actually, I'm not going to see that, so I'm going to, because I'm going to add another space to this. So I'm going to come up again. I'm going to follow the line. You'll see the angle is going to begin to change a little bit. It's going to maybe not be easy to see, but it's going to. Because as you get higher up, the angle will begin to change. But again, this is the way your eye normally sees it. I'm going to go up again, do the same thing. I'm going to go a little faster. And I'm going to take this part the rest of the way up. Now what are we going to do here at the top? Well, that isn't very straight. But you'll get the general idea. When we get up to the top, the vanishing point is now going to go this way. Because we're up higher, the angle is going this way and this way. And so what we need to do is bring our stack up to the top, and now the angle is going down in either direction, kind of like that. Now we can go on and we can add more detail, like windows and doors. We can add another guideline here, as you'll find with most homes that the windows and doors come down from the same length, which is about 7 feet. I'm going to add a center door.